Hey guys, welcome back to our McTravels.
Today,
Tell them who you are. They don't know us yet.
I'm not telling you anything.
Fine. I'm Courtney, and this is a mystery person.
Today, we are going to be talking about our favorite / most used travel items.
Yes.
And telling you what we really think about them.
Yeah.
Could they be better? Are there better products we don't know about?
Right. And then we'll talk about some stuff that we know we don't have what we need. We're still on the hunt for. There's a couple things that I'm just not happy with whatever I have, and I haven't cracked it yet, so yeah.
So we're going to kind of divide the video up into 4 sections to make it easier to follow along.
Yeah.
So our first section we're going to talk about is bags and
Packing
materials.
stuff, yeah. So we both have like relatively generic suitcases. We have one that's kind of larger for longer trips, and then we have one that's, carry-on size for when we're just going for a week or something like that. And I have looked at some others. I actually have a rolling duffel at home, but I haven't used it yet. So TBD on that, but we also do have a blog, and you can check out the blog. We may post other stuff to it later, of course, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my suitcases, and possibly your big one, came from Walmart.
Yes.
So we don't have any smart luggage or anything like that.
No.
If anybody wants to send us some to try out, we're willing to accept it. But
yes, we are. Yeah, the main thing that I wanted in my suitcases was some level of water resistance, because when we came home from, I think, Kansas City, our suitcases were wet, and some of the stuff inside was wet from just, it was storming a lot or whatever. So, and then another thing that I just haven't quite cracked yet, I have a travel lock purse that's a crossbody purse that I got when we went to Italy, because we had heard that there were a lot of pickpockets and that sort of thing. It's good and all, but I have too many things I feel like I need with me all the time. I prefer some sort of backpack. And so that didn't really work for me. It wore on my shoulder a lot, even if I rotated it, and then when we went to London, we got those things that you put on under your shirt. They're basically fanny packs that you wear under your shirt.
The travel belt thing.
Yeah. But that would hold nothing that I have since learned I needed on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, it's also very inconvenient. Like,
yes.
If you have one, if you're really worried about your stuff getting stolen and you want to put like your passport in there, really important things, but don't put your money in there that you're going to need to spend, because first of all, when you try to get to it, people are going to know you have a travel belt, because you're like,
right, taking your clothes off.
It takes so long to get into it sometimes that it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
To me.
So I'm still on the hunt. I know that Travel On makes other things. I know they make backpacks. I don't know how confident I am in them. But the backpack that I normally take with me just to hold my normal everyday stuff, this doubles as a purse. I know it's kind of big, but it does hold a lot of things. And I like this a lot. I just got this on Amazon, and I like it a lot because it has so many compartments. And I have a really big water bottle, and this is large enough to hold it in there safely. But then also in the pandemic era, I really like this here little zipper compartment, because it holds my hand sanitizer, which I need easy access to all the time. So, I don't know how good this would be as far as being around pickpockets, but the other good thing about this is that you can move the strap from one side to the other. So if one shoulder gets tired, you can move the strap. So I really like this bag. I don't know who makes it, but I do know it's on Amazon. I can look it up while Mal's talking about her day-to-day bag.
Yeah, so I have your basic Cavu bag, which is what I normally carry when we travel. It has no secret compartments or anything fancy, but I usually keep some of my stuff on one side, my water bottle on the other, stuff I need, my hand sanitizer and chapstick in the front pockets, stuff I need to get to quicker that I'm not, super worried about if it comes unsnapped and something falls out.
Yeah.
But I have had this a while and I carry it a lot. Now it does get, after a while, just having it on one shoulder, your shoulder starts hurting. No matter what, if you have a one shoulder bag, sometimes even when you have a two shoulder bag.
Yeah. And that's something that I've considered is like just switching. And sometimes I do just wear a two strap backpack. But this one's called the Outdoor Master Sling Bag, and you can get it on Amazon. Like I said, I do like it because you can move the strap. So, and then it kind of has this little hidden compartment. It's just closer to your back, so you could at least use that to put some important things. I put my mask in there just because it is an easy compartment to get in and out of. So,
the one good thing about bags like these is if you are in a crowded area, it's very easy to pull it around to your front.
Yes, that's true.
So that way, if you feel like you need to have it closer to you, you can pull it on the front of you, and at least for temporarily.
Yeah. And then so we always take a suitcase with us, whether it's a carry-on or a full-size suitcase. But then for on the plane, I prefer to use a backpack to take all of the things that I want to actually have with me on the plane. So this is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles backpack. I always get a lot of compliments on it. I don't know why, but I do. I got it at Walmart. It was $10. It's just a fairly basic 2-compartment backpack. I did buy a travel backpack at one point, and it was good. It was water resistant. This one's only mildly water resistant, but it was a good backpack, but it wasn't as big as I wanted it to be. And this one I feel like is a nice size because it's not so big that it's, in the way. It'll easily slide up under the seat in front of me if I need it, which is normally where I keep it. But it's easy for me too to keep stuff in here and then, kind of organize things in here as well.
My carry-on backpack that I usually take is this one here. So it says Crochet, I don't know how you say it, but anyway, I got this on Amazon. Everything we talk about, we got online somewhere. We'll link it in the description. But it does have multiple, it's actually a laptop backpack. I carry it as my work bag on a day-to-day basis, but it has multiple inside compartments for a larger, well, not super large, but regular size laptop, tablet, and then it has little compartments over here and a zipper pouch. One cool thing about it, kind of, that I've used once maybe, is you can plug a portable charger on the inside of it in here, and then you can plug your phone in on the outside. So that way you don't have to, hold on to your portable charger. You can just plug it in through your backpack. And it has the side compartments also for water bottles or umbrellas or whatever I'm carrying around.
Yeah.
So this is what I normally take. And it is small enough also to fit under the seat typically, because I always want to put my electronics in here. I never put them in my checked bag.
Right.
Even if we have a carry-on suitcase, I don't like putting stuff in it because sometimes you have to check your bags at the gate.
Yeah.
Especially if you're last aboard, which we often are because we fly in the cheap seats.
Yeah, exactly.
I did find a new bag that is a backpack / duffel bag that I'm thinking about purchasing for our next trip because it has more space on the inside.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to put more stuff in my carry-on than normal.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten it yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to figure out a way to carry that rolling duffel like a backpack, because when I ordered it, I thought it was that way. It was a duffel bag I could convert to a backpack, but it's not. So, I don't know. I read the description wrong.
Oh, well.
So,
The other backpack I have, actually we both have one,
Yeah.
is our Hydro backpacks. This one is from Bass Pro Shop, and it is the Eclipse version. You have one that's just like this, but also one that's not, right?
Yeah. I have another one that I got from Amazon. We'll link it because I have no clue the brand of it. Mm-hmm. I prefer my other one. The one thing this one has going for it is that it's a little more compact than the other one that I have. But the other one that I have has more pockets. It has a zipper pocket right here, and then right here it has pockets on the side. But also it has a cap that goes over the mouth thing, which is good.
So it's easier to carry your little things with you might need on a hike. These are really good for if you're doing longer hikes, because we did several on our last trip.
Yeah.
So you can just drink your water without having to get a water bottle out.
Exactly.
Also, these will fit under a lot. I could fit this under. I have another backpack. I carried it on our last trip. I don't have it with me right now, but I can link it too. It's a water resistant backpack, and it will fit on top of this.
Yeah.
So I can carry that because I wanted to carry that on the last trip along with I have a waterproof bag.
Right.
That really fastens down so that I could put my camera in it.
Yeah.
When it rained.
Yeah.
Which it did.
But those are really handy. We take those even when we just go hiking around here sometimes too, because again, you don't have to stop and dig for your water bottle, and it's just a whole lot easier to me. Like I said, I know some people look at you like, why are you wearing that? You're not hiking the Appalachian Trail or anything. And I thought, yeah, well, I also am having to pull off to the side and find my water bottle. Mm-hmm. You just
carry it in your hand.
Yeah, stick it in your mouth and, you're good to go. But yeah, we'll link the other one that I have. That one is good though, and it's smaller, so it doesn't take up as much room. And then just another hack is too, if you have ice packs on your trip, then you can take them if you think you're going to be really hot and slide them in between where your body and the pack will be, so that way it'll keep your water a little cooler because it's away from your body heat.
Yeah, we did that on the last trip.
Yeah, it kept us a little bit cool and kept the water cool. So
on the really hot days.
Yes. Yeah.
The next bag, packing item, is packing cubes.
Yes.
We definitely recommend these. I wasn't really sure if these would actually save space, but they really do. And I think it's just because it compresses everything.
Right.
The pack I have it's the Shack Pack, and it comes with 5 pieces. It's got 4 different sizes of this and a laundry bag, which is nice because I can put my dirty underwear and socks in it as we go along the trip, and it's not hanging out with the rest of my clean clothes.
Right.
But they're, they got the mesh stuff, so they're breathable, so it helps keep it from smelling and stuff on the trip. But I really like these. Yeah,
I like them not only just because I think they do conserve a little bit of space. I was highly skeptical. How could putting more things in your bag help you conserve space? To be fair, though, we have also watched packing videos and learned how to pack things in smaller things. Like I wrap my t-shirts like a t-shirt cannon now, and that takes up less room too.
Yeah.
But the main reason that I like packing cubes is because they keep me organized. I put like all of my pants in one, all of my shirts in one, all of, socks and underwear, that sort of thing. So then that way I know where everything is, and then I can and sometimes what I'll also do, like on our last trip that was 2 weeks long, I also took a few extra packing cubes that were empty, and then I would put either completely dirty clothes, like one of them was straight up dirty clothes, and then one of them was for clothes that I had worn at least once, but that I was planning to wear again at some point down the road. So that way I could kind of keep track of it a little bit too, because especially if you're on a trip where you're mostly working out or hiking or that sort of thing, like our last one, we kind of wear a similar outfit every day, so that was helpful too. They do keep you organized for sure.
Then next, shoe bags. So I bought these shoe bags a while back, and I like these. This one came in, it says Travel on it, so maybe that's the brand. Also on Amazon, which is where most of my stuff comes from.
Yeah.
But it comes in a pack of, I think, like 6. And for me, I can fit pretty much all of my shoes. I can fit both shoes in one of these bags. I think they do make larger bags if you have larger shoes. Now, you might have trouble with like bigger like boots and things, but I usually don't travel with boots. But my hiking shoes will fit in one of these. And those are the biggest shoes I usually travel with. But I like having these because, you know, walking around outside all day, you walk on a lot of nasty stuff. And I don't want my shoes in my suitcase to touch my other stuff in my suitcase. No. So being able to put them in a bag that's separate than everything else is really nice. And also these, I mean, they don't really have holes in them, but they also don't smell that bad. Which we do kind of try to, you know, Febreze some of our stuff at night. But
yeah.
To help keep the smell down, but I really like these.
Yeah, and I don't actually, I have the shoe bags that came with my packing cubes, but I have some of those on my wish list because I'm like you, I want to get some more to be able to make sure all of my shoes are in shoe bags if I ever have to take a bunch of pairs of shoes anywhere.
Yeah. You can always use grocery bags if you don't want to buy shoe bags to put your shoes in. But just to keep them separate. But yeah, those have done really well so far. And I've taken them on quite a few trips with me. Yeah. Next, I want to talk about some of my smaller bags. Okay. So I do carry some small zipped up bags just to help keep my stuff organized. I have like all my cords, all my little stuff. But for when you're doing carry-on, you can only have a quart-size bag full of liquids. So I bought this on Amazon, and it is TSA approved. It is a quart-size clear bag like is required. I did used to use Ziploc bags, which worked fine, but then they rip. I mean, they don't. And this wasn't that expensive. Yeah. And now I've had it forever and use it all the time. So it's just convenient, so you don't have to worry about having the right size bag. Yeah. Make sure your stuff actually fits in it, no problem going through security. Yeah, for sure. Then I have, I got this a long time ago from 31. I was really into 31 for a while. Yes, she was. And it comes with these individual little things, but this is what I use for my jewelry. So you can put necklaces each in their own bag if you travel with necklaces or rings or something, and it has a little spot in here where you can hang your earrings from, which I usually travel with earrings and rings, not usually much, but still. It's nice to be able to keep it organized, and I also put some of my other small things in there to help keep track of it. If I travel with contacts or something like that, I'll put those in here too. I'm not nearly so fancy as that. I just have a little change purse, and I just put whatever in there for my jewelry. Shove it somewhere else. But I'm mostly, everything will fit in here. It's not as well organized as Mallory's is, but in a pinch. This came for free with like a Clinique something my mama bought. Yeah. So free. And then along the kind of the same lines is my travel wallet. It's a Travel On wallet. It has the RFID blocking, so I usually put all of my cards and my ID and everything in this wallet when I travel. Yeah, I have that same wallet, but I also recently purchased this wristlet / little bag from Vera Bradley. I'm fairly certain that it has RFID blocking in it too, and I like this for several reasons. One is because it's still small, but it holds a lot because it has multiple compartments. So it has this center compartment that has like the insert thing, and then I actually have my passport in here. I think I took this on the last trip. So it has like these little slide compartments because the whole interior is RFID blocked, and then it has the card slots, and then also it has this external pocket
which is convenient for going through the airport because you can like slip your cell phone down in there if you want to, if you don't have pockets or, you know, whatever. And then it's got this back pocket, which has a change purse and 2 more sides, and then it has this strap so that you can convert it to a crossbody. So I like this for all of those reasons, but also because it's really easy, like if you're just going out in the evening and you don't want to take your whole bag, but you also don't want to dismantle it. This will fit like my chapstick and my Migraine Stick and things like that I may or may not need, you know, and still fit my phone. And so I really like this too. I got this from Vera Bradley, and it is I think it's the reactive kind of texture, but they have, of course, in all different patterns, colors, all that stuff. So this is really handy too.
And last for bags is the Toiletry Bag. So yours is different than mine a little bit, but this one is by B&C from Amazon, of course. It looks like this. So the one thing I like about, I used to have one that was a little smaller. One thing I definitely love in my toiletry bag is that it has a hanger.
Yeah.
I like to be able to hang it up because you can hang it in the closet or take it in the bathroom and usually hang it on the back of the door when you need it, but you're not taking up as much space on the countertop. I mean, some stuff we leave out on the counter, but like the whole bag isn't sitting on the counter. I like this one in particular because it has bigger, taller pockets, so you can put taller stuff in here. Because before, the one I had, the compartments were a little bit thinner, so if I wanted to carry, which usually you don't travel with like full-size bottles of stuff,
right? But
occasionally I have, especially some things like dry shampoo and things that they may be skinny, but they're also tall.
Right.
Or if I want to put, you know, I mean, you can lay stuff sideways if you need to, but to fit more stuff in, if you put it vertical, and you can stack stuff on top of each other too, which I do a lot. It also has a detachable, another piece that is currently detached and not on here, but that zips onto the bottom down here. And it's another little pouch that you can obviously take off. It's just a little black pouch and so I usually put like my medicines and things I might need, and I can unzip it and put it in my day bag if I need it.
Yeah. So I actually got a new toiletry bag from Vera Bradley. I feel like it seems like I really like Vera Bradley, and really I don't. I mean, I do like it, but like
I have way more Vera Bradley
so
stuff.
much Vera Bradley stuff. It's just I happen to have Vera Bradley stuff today.
Travel stuff. I don't have a lot of travel stuff.
This I got only because it's from the Harry Potter line. So it has whatchamacallits on it, mandrakes. It has all this herbology stuff on it. So
very cute.
It's just pretty and Harry Potter themed, so I got it. So anyway, it unfolds. Also has the hook up there. It has a lot of compartments, so see, I hardly ever unpack mine. And then it has this big one down here, you know, to fit just all my various travel implements. The thing I like about this is that it is lined, so like this bottle here appears to be leaking, but it's not going to get all over everything. It's just going to get all over everything in this pocket. But it's not going to leak out onto the rest of the stuff. So I like that the pockets are lined, at least this big one's lined, because I only normally have about this many liquids anyway that'll fit in there, because I take little bottles like this and just put stuff in them instead of taking full-size bottles of things. So this is the toiletry bag that I use. Again, like Mal said, we like them because we can hang them elsewhere and not take up everybody's space. So
yeah, especially if we're traveling with more than just 2 of us.
Yeah,
which happens. So then, you know, then we need more space.
Exactly.
Especially because we travel with mainly women, and we have more
stuff.
Typically women have more beauty products, or more toiletry items. Speaking of, moving into section 2, toiletry items.
Okay.
So I bought, first thing I want to talk about, you were talking about your bottles you put stuff in.
Yeah.
So I bought these dot and dot bottles. There's 4. The 4th one is not here because it was leaking big time. So I like these and I don't like these. So what I like about these bottles is that they're squishy. So it's easier to get the soap out, and they sit this way. So it's easier to squeeze the soap out than the hard bottles because, you can't squeeze those. Right, you just have to
beat on them. Yeah.
Now these, one thing I thought I liked at first was that you could twist this and it would show you what was in the bottle. So like it's supposed to twist around, and one of them says shampoo, one of them, so it'll help you remember what's in it. But half the time I can't get it to twist right, and it just, anyway. So I don't really use that feature. And it also has a suction cup that's supposed to suction to most shower surfaces. It has suction to no shower surfaces. I've tried it on mine at home. I've tried it many times when we've traveled, and it never stays. It always falls off. So that does not work. And also, they are not supposed to leak, but sometimes they do. The green one especially leak for some reason. They're usually fine. I typically put them in upside down, not that they don't get jostled around. But they did come in this handy case, which is nice because you can zip it up and keep it from leaking on everything else.
Yeah.
And then the other thing in here is I bought these at the Dollar Tree. And I think you got like 3 for $1 or something. And I put my face wash and moisturizer in these so that I'm just taking this little thing. I did think these were good, and I'm like, oh, these don't leak, and they're so amazing. And on the last trip we went on, they did leak. So they're not, so everything I have says it doesn't leak. It does, which admittedly I got these at the Dollar Tree, so whatever. But these are not supposed to leak. In my experience, they do.
Yeah, that's kind of a constant struggle because, like, so this is my little carry-on thing. So I had these before, and I don't even know, they came with like a set. And I like these. So far, these have leaked the least. But what I don't like about them is, because they have these screw-on tops, but then the top that's left just pushes down in there, of course, so you can take it out to put your liquid. But also then when you go to squeeze it out, the top comes off.
Yeah.
And you squeeze out a whole bunch.
More than you wanted.
So that was a struggle. So then I got these other ones, which, again, as you saw before, they do leak sometimes. So still kind of on the hunt for something leak proof, but most of the ones I have came with the little TSA approved sets or whatever. So like I have these little ones. I think they came in a set from Walmart that had like 2 of these, and these don't normally leak except for the top can get pushed open. So it's just really kind of a struggle.
Yeah, it's hard to find those things that really don't leak, and there's different things you can try. Like once I heard you could put, if you wrap plastic wrap over the top and then put the lid on, it would help.
Yeah. But
the plastic wrap ends up ripping.
Yeah.
There's just not, I've not found a really good way, especially if you keep stuff in the, like on our last trip, we were on a road trip. So we were in the car a lot. So I know this stuff was in the car a lot.
Right.
So when it gets hot, it's more likely to leak. But
yeah, and I mean you can get obviously like the made for travel little things, but it's really just a waste. It's not a waste of money, but it's not a waste of money if you can, if you have lotion at your house, why would you not just put lotion and body wash in a little bottle?
Yeah, I don't like buying travel sized anything except shaving cream. I don't like doing that. But I do that because I don't like shaving with bar soap, and you can't typically travel. I don't with a large. I mean, I guess technically I could put a large shaving cream in my checked bag. Yeah. But I don't like to do that. I don't like to put stuff like that in the checked bag.
I don't even know if you could because it's an aerosol.
But I always buy the travel size of that kind of thing, even though I hate doing it. But I also hate shaving with soap, bar soap, so
yeah,
it's a trade-off.
I normally one thing that I normally do that I mean, I'll buy travel size stuff, but a lot of times what I'll do too is buy like a little loofah. They make these little travel loofahs, or if you just find a loofah at the dollar store, I'll bring a Ziploc bag and that loofah, because I really like showering with a loofah instead of just
lathers better than a washcloth.
So then I'll just buy that before the trip, have the Ziploc bag so you can just shove it down in there, because you're going to take it out every day when you get to the new place, and then at the end of the trip just throw it away.
Yeah, just leave it behind.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's handy. Last time we went on a trip, I forgot my loofah.
Yeah,
and I guess I could have bought one, but
oh well.
Another travel size thing I bought is this Venus razor.
Oh, that's cute.
It is very cute.
Yeah,
it's very tiny.
Yeah.
In its little case here, which you can take it out of the case, I guess, if you want to save room. But it really, I'm not exactly sure how much space it really saves, because most regular razors are longer but thinner.
Yeah.
So I don't really know I'm saving any space by using this little thing, honestly. I mean, it works fine. It's like a normal razor. It has the same blades as my regular razor, but
yeah,
you know. I thought it was cute, which is why I bought it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd necessarily say, you need one of these.
Right.
Because you probably really don't.
And clearly, it don't go back in the case too good.
Get in there.
Yeah, razors are kind of one of those things to where I just make sure that I pull a fresh one before I leave on a trip that still has the guard on it. Mm-hmm. So that way I can keep the guard on it moving from place to place so it doesn't cut everything up.
Yeah, that's one thing about being in that little thing is
yeah,
it's contained and the blade's not hitting any of my stuff.
Yeah.
Then I have my little medicine container. I actually have a bunch of these. This one is Wednesdays. I have one for every day of the week. These are technically, I think, made for people like to keep their pills in that take pills every day. But they're really good for travel. And I usually end up taking like 2 of these, depending. And I'll put my allergy medicine and my vitamins and all that kind of stuff in these and just slip this into my bag, and it doesn't take up hardly any space at all.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
I have a little travel pill organizer from Vera Bradley. I don't know what happened, but it has 8 compartments. It's pretty good if you're going, if your trip is that short, because it'll obviously hold what I take, because it's basically just vitamins that I take in the evenings for the most part. But there are some other things that I take during the day. A lot of those just stay in a pill container for headaches or whatnot, but there are a few other gummies and stuff. I'll talk about them, I don't know when, on this show. But what I did last time we went on a trip was I actually had one of those big sprinkle containers like you buy any store that have like 5 different kinds of sprinkles in them. And I just dumped all the sprinkles out and put, just filled each compartment with different vitamins or gummies or whatever the case may be. And then I just kind of put little scrapbooking stickers on the top to sort of indicate which ones they were. That was mainly because I have 2 gummies that I take that look exactly the same, and if I got them confused it would be bad, because one's for sleep and one's for just being generally calm. So it would be bad if I took the sleep ones in the middle of the day. But that was pretty handy. The thing that did not work was, of course, the gummies are not going to come out of the little spouts at the top. But really, the big pills wouldn't come out either. But it was handy to take 15 days worth of whatever it was, and just have it in that one thing. So that was cool.
Yeah. We have some items that are more, we usually kind of group them in the toiletry because that's where we pack all that stuff. Sort of our wellnessy items.
Yeah.
So first thing I'll talk about is the Downy Wrinkle Release Spray. So this is good for 2 reasons. Also, this is a travel size bottle, by the way, but tip, buy one of these and then buy a large bottle of this and just keep refilling it and use the same one.
100%.
As long as it keeps spraying, use the same bottle.
Yeah.
Because you can unscrew the lid, which is good. But so one good thing about this is it actually does get wrinkles out.
Yes.
Now, you have to spray a lot of it on something. And then you kind of shake your item out and then hang it up overnight. And it really gets like, I mean, it's not going to be like ironing.
Right.
But it's going to get most of the wrinkles out. But what we mainly use it for is the Febreze that's in it.
Yes.
to spray stuff at night.
Yeah.
Especially if we're going to rewear it or our shoes so it doesn't smell.
Yeah, on our last trip where we did the 2-week road trip, which you're seeing those videos now too, this was a lifesaver because, you know, every day we would have been hot and I would have been sweaty and I would just spray down all my clothes, and the next time I went to put them on, they smelled like they'd just been washed again. And so that was super duper handy to have. Again, it does take the wrinkles out if you use enough of it. But honestly, even on that 2-week trip, we both had bottles that size and we still didn't run out. So even though you do have to use a lot, it's spraying. So
there's more in here than you think. And it's also only a 3-ounce bottle, so it is carry on approved.
Yeah.
This size.
Yeah. So then a couple things that I take with me. So the lotion that I like to take is the Banana Boat Aloe After Sun lotion. I like to take that with me for a couple reasons. One, because, you know, a lot of times we end up in the sun and it helps if you've gotten sunburnt. But also it just has so many like aloe and vitamin E that it really helps your skin. And, you know, when we were out west and stuff, their climate's a little different than ours. The air's a lot drier than it is here. So our skin, it really helps your skin to not dry out as much too.
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, do not forget your sunscreen.
Yes. Or buy some when you get there.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll just buy it when we get there. It depends on the trip. I mean, if you're going to be outside, even if it's overcast, you'll still get sunburnt.
For sure.
So just remember, always put on your sunblock. And also, obviously, it's good to help you, help with not getting skin cancer and things like that, in addition to not getting sunburnt.
Very important. Yeah. Yes. So I'll just go through these couple of sprays real quick. One of these is the Mario Badescu facial spray. We like having stuff like this because your skin does dry out, especially your face. This has aloe, cucumber, and green tea in it too. Honestly, I just kind of feel like it helps wake me up and like revive me too. So I've started taking these with me. They're small bottles, of course, so they'll fit in your carry-on. They're 2 ounces. So that's pretty handy in case your face dries out.
I was going to say, we get that when we get off the airplane. Yeah. Usually when you get off of an airplane, you're kind of like...
Yeah, you're groggy no matter what. But yeah, I take this with us Black Friday shopping too. And by dead of the night, I'll be spritzing my face. And
spray us down.
And then another product that is a must for me is our Acacia Panic Button Spray. And this is relaxing, calming, essential oil spray. I got this at Sprouts, but you can also order it on Amazon. This spray, whether it's psychological or not, it really does help calm me down because I do get kind of nervous about flying. We had a trip one time where when we got back to Georgia, we were in a thunderstorm and it was the worst turbulence of our whole lives, and we both thought we were going to die. And ever since then, I've been pretty nervous about flying, so I just spray this on my shoulders so that I can smell it, and hopefully it doesn't bother other people. I don't think it's that strong.
No, it's not.
But it really helps me. It super duper calms me down and chills me out. So
one thing I never go anywhere in my whole life without is chapstick.
That's true.
This is actually chapstick from my dentist office, but I do have I have various kinds. I like the Burt's Bees chapstick too, but whatever I find, I will carry chapstick. Sometimes on vacation I'll carry 2 just in case I lose one.
Yes.
But that's a must for me. My lips dry out all the time.
Yeah.
So, especially if I'm outside a lot, or after I eat, I like to put on chapstick. So yeah, it's a definite must.
This is my everyday bag of essentials that I take everywhere, but it also has my Burt's Beeswax in it. And a Tide stick, because that's always handy if you get something on your shirt or whatever, you can try to get to it quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just have this little bottle that I keep my various headache medications in, you know, or whatever. And then sometimes on trips, just depends on the situation, I do get motion sickness, so I will either take Dramamine. If it's too bad, I'll try to take that. But lately we have been using C-bands, which if you're not familiar with these, you just wear them and you measure it. There's a guide in there. It tells you what to do. But these were, I think, I got mine at CVS, but I think they're about $10, and all you have to do is wear them. The thing that I like about these is they do seem to work. They at least prevent me from getting nauseous. It'll still get a little rough if I try to like read or watch something, but I can do that more than I could before. But also, the main benefit to these is you don't have to plan ahead. You can put them on whenever you start feeling sick. Whereas with Dramamine, if you don't take it like an hour before you leave, you're SOL. And then also you're going to be unconscious. So
it's true. It makes me tired. I can't take Dramamine unless, I will if I really feel sick, but it does knock me out kind of.
Yeah. I have in the past taken ginger root. That does help. And then something that really helps me that's probably just an anomaly is eating sunflower seeds if you do get motion sickness, like I do sometimes. Now, I'm pretty redneck with it. I'll put like a whole bunch of them in my jaw to where it, it's stuck out to here. But it's probably the salt, but also I think the motion of like cracking them in my mouth and moving them around, and it makes me think enough to take my mind off of it. Mm-hmm. It's probably just me.
Yeah, I like the C-bands a lot. Now, I've never worn mine at least on the sea.
Yeah.
On water.
We'll see this year.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the sea this year.
Yeah.
But they do in a car a lot is where I wear them, because I'm usually trying to look at maps and look at things. So they definitely help with that when you're in the car.
I wear mine on the car, and I wear mine on the airplane too, because I used to I knew before I would get motion sickness on airplanes, so I put them on the plane too. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing that I can't live without is this Migraine Stick, which you can get on Amazon. This thing is the bomb.com. Now, I don't know how many true migraines I actually get. Fortunately, I don't get that many. I do get a lot of headaches though. Most of them are minor, but some of them are more serious. And this is awesome. It's just essential oil roll-on thing. So you just, roll it on the back of your neck and across your forehead. But this thing, it will basically knock out a low-grade headache without having to take any medication. And then if it's a really bad headache, it will help alleviate the symptoms, which is critical because, not to be too gross here, but if you really have a true migraine, most of the time you're going to throw up. So if you took any medicine, that's useless. So you can't throw this up. So this is awesome. It's about $11 on Amazon, but I love this thing. I tell everybody about it. And then the only other thing that I'll just mention is a straw, because I got this straw off of Amazon and I just carry it everywhere I go, including on trips, because I don't like biodegradable straws because they biodegrade in my drink. So this is just a telescoping straw that you can just pull out, and it's metal. You can put it in your drink and have a good straw everywhere you go.
Yep, and you're not using a plastic straw.
Yeah. Saving the sea turtles and not having to use those terrible paper straws.
Yes.
Which are killing trees. So
still harming the environment.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Reusable straw.
sort of along the medicine-ish line. Here are these elderberry gummies. I've started taking elderberry gummies every day, especially when COVID started, because elderberry really does help boost your immune system. Now, it's not going to keep you from getting sick, but it will help.
Yeah.
Especially if you start taking it, if you feel something coming on, I've noticed, and I haven't had a bad cold in a long time.
Yeah.
I've had a cold, but not like a really bad cold in a while. So I don't know if it's this. Could be. But I like to have immune boosters when I'm on vacation because I'm around more people than normal.
Yeah.
And people are germy in general.
I normally take elderberry gummies, but I also like to take the Emergency Immunity Plus gummies. I didn't bring them because I don't have any right now. But they also make powders that you can just put in a water bottle and shake up. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you. I did get a bad cold earlier this year despite all of that stuff, but I don't know what was going on with that. But we really have not gotten that sick.
I don't know.
A lot of times when we go on vacation, probably because of being around all these other people, we'll come back with something. Normally it's just like sniffles or whatever.
Yeah, minor.
But I think those do help, whether it's psychological or not.
Yeah, right.
So I started taking these Ollie Goodbye Stress gummies. Really, they just helped me, kind of at work, just calm down and focus my thoughts a little bit. So I've also started taking these when I get on an airplane, or if I'm just like, kind of anxious about something. So I do really like these gummies. They do calm you down, and also they are helpful if you don't like taking stuff to go to sleep, or if sleep medications make you super groggy. These are good because they'll calm your thoughts down enough, at least mine, most of the time, to help you go to sleep without like making you drowsy, if that makes any sense. So I really like these gummies. Ollie Goodbye Stress. But they don't always calm me down enough to go to sleep. I have a really tough time sleeping on trips for some reason, so now I've started taking Ollie Extra Strength Sleep Gummies, and these have similar ingredients to those, but they also have melatonin in them. So I like to be as somewhat natural as possible with what I ingest. And, sleep medicines, sometimes they would work and sometimes they wouldn't. But a lot of the times I'd wake up just feeling so groggy and it would take a while to get over it. And I don't feel like that with these. So I feel like I can still wake up in the night. Even though I do wake up in the night, I'll go right back to sleep most of the time. So I do recommend these. And then a recent addition to my lineup is Hello Happy Gummy Worms. These are supposed to give you an upbeat mood. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. No, they do kind of, I feel like, make you a little bit happier. I don't know. They have vitamin D and saffron. If nothing else, I'm getting my vitamin D out of them. But I do like them, and they taste good, so yeah. Oh, yeah.
The other thing I want to mention is sort of our sanitizing items. So obviously, hand sanitizer. We used to travel with hand sanitizer way before the pandemic.
Yes.
I mean, just because.
Stuff is gross.
Germs. But I like to take wet ones, too, and like the antibacterial wipes for airplanes, even though I know they're supposed to be sanitizing things better, but just in case. Like to wipe down your tray table and your armrests and things you're touching all over.
Yeah.
And to wipe down your phone
right.
and stuff too. Because at least Apple has said that you can use these kind of things on their devices and it's fine. And then sometimes, if I think about it, or if someplace seems a little bit I like to also wipe down doorknobs and light switches and really highly touch things that, I'm a little more like, did they actually clean this?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
Next section, we're going to talk about clothes and shoes. Which this is going to be only the things that we always take or things we just wanted to mention that are good for travel. So
Yeah.
not like that, normal clothes we carry on trips.
Yeah, most of the time when we do, well, at least probably moving forward, Mallory's probably do like a packing thing for probably a lot of the trips that we'll do, especially if it's something out of the ordinary. So I'm not as big into that because I'm insanely stressed out most of the time before we go on a trip for some reason because my brain is wild. But so she'll do those and say, this is what we recommend or what we don't recommend.
Yeah, for specific kinds of trips.
Yeah.
But for every trip, we recommend you taking a raincoat.
Yes.
Here's my raincoat. So you have one very similar.
I do.
The good thing about these lightweight raincoats is that they fold up very small.
Yes.
So you can fit them usually into like your backpack or whatever bag you're carrying that day.
Yeah.
They don't take a lot of space in your suitcase. And obviously if it's like pouring down rain, it's not gonna keep you totally dry, but if it's a light drizzle, whatever, it's very easy to take out.
Sometimes if I know we're not going to be going to any place fancy at all, that's the only coat that I take because especially if I know it's a situation where it's more than likely going to be warm most of the time, the only coat I take is that. I mean, I'm not nearly as cold-natured as Mal is, so...
I always take a bunch of coats.
Yeah, but the only coat really that I took even on our trip out west was my raincoat. Because I just layer it over, long sleeve shirts or sweatshirts or whatever.
It's actually warmer than you might think.
Yeah.
When you're, like, we've got caught in like rainstorms. We got caught in a rainstorm at a zoo one time, and it was the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
And it got kind of warm wearing your raincoat around.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones we have, I think, are so water resistant.
You got this
that
lining.
They help keep the heat in too, because nothing can go in or out. They're not breathable. So yeah.
Well, get one of those thin ones. You can get those. I think I actually got mine at a store, but you can get them pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. So then another thing that I'm probably taking, I gotta take them off my feet because I'm on now. That I'm taking on every trip, probably no matter where we go, is my Merrell sandals. Specifically my Merrell sandals, because these things are the bomb. You can hike in them, you can walk all day in them, you can do anything you want to in them, and they are awesome. They got good tread on the bottom, they don't slip even when you're mountain climbing, which you probably ordinarily would not mountain climb in sandals, but we did by accident and it all went fine.
Yeah,
and I was wearing these sandals.
I didn't fall down.
I walked 11 miles in Italy in these. They worked fine. They were awesome.
Yeah, they work really well. I also have a pair of those that I wore a lot on our last trip when we went did lots of walking and hiking.
Yeah.
Speaking of hiking, I also have Merrell hiking shoes.
Yes.
I like these. They are also, they're built for hiking, so they also help because I slide a lot. I tend to slide a lot going downhill, and both of these shoes really help with that. These are also water resistant shoes, so they help keep your feet dry, which is nice when you're in muddy. We had especially when we were in Glacier last year, there was a lot of mud, so you kind of had to try to go around it as best you could. But if you happen to step in it or step in water, obviously they're not high top shoes, but they kept my feet dry. So these are really good. These are good for wearing for hiking and things. So definitely recommended these for.
Yeah, for sure. And then also, just honestly, the pants I'm wearing right now, I got these at Old Navy. They're semi-compression pants, but they have pockets on them. So pants like these are really good for lots of occasions, because I feel, pretty much everybody wears yoga pants wherever they want to now anyway. But they're good for hiking because you can put your phone down in there. Obviously you're not going to wear them to a formal restaurant in Italy, but otherwise they're handy, they're black, they match everything. So
the last pair of shoes I have I wanted to mention, are my teaks. So a while back, I feel like teaks were all the rage.
Yeah.
Like they were very popular for a while. So of course I decided I needed a pair. So I bought these, and I wore these when we went to Italy. So I've been walking a lot in these. So I'll tell you what I like about these and what I don't like about these. So I like that they have these extra cushiony things on the bottom, because it really does help because a lot of flats have like nothing on the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's hard to walk, especially because I have flat feet and my feet hurt a lot when I walk, or hurt when I walk a lot. So that helped give extra cushion to the ball of my foot, which is where most of my pressure goes, it seems like. But also it does to your heel too, if you put more pressure on the back of your foot. So I really like that. They are more comfortable, or they're better for walking long distances as far as like your foot hitting the ground. I also like the fact that they bend up and they fold into each other. So that way, when you're packing them, they pack very small. Unlike most flats, should probably not bend them like that.
No.
So I like that a lot too. What I don't like is as much, also because they fold up like this, they're really tight right here around the top of my foot. So if I wear these for long periods, I tend to start getting blisters on the top of my foot, or like red spots where it rubs your foot.
Yeah.
So I have to usually put Band-Aids on my feet. Because they're more tight around the top than some of my other flats. And obviously I also don't like the fact that they're like $120 for a pair of flats.
Yeah.
So I only own one pair. Now I will say, when I first got these, I got a size that was too small, and they really hurt my feet, and I had to send them back. And they did let me send them back and trade them in for bigger shoes. So these are bigger than my normal size. So you might have to get bigger if you buy these in your normal size. But they are really expensive, so I probably won't buy them again. But, they're pretty good for walking, sort of.
Yeah, I bought teaks. I didn't like them at all, so I got rid of them. But I have a pretty high arch, which is why I like the Merrells so good, because I feel like they cushion my feet in all the right places. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about flats. Historically, I have just worn flats from Target because they make them wide enough, they fit my feet pretty good. But I've also never worn them to walk a lot in.
Yeah.
But I may just I've looked into like the Rothy's and some of those others, but again, I'm just afraid it's going to be a similar situation. Which teaks, I can't remember if I set mine back or if I just sold them to one of our friends. I mean, I got my money back either way, and the customer service with teaks is really good. So, don't be nervous about ordering them if you want to try them. I know tons of people really like them. They just weren't for me.
Yeah. That's mainly it. Obviously, we pack a lot more clothes and other types of shoes, but nothing brand specific that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
We really want to talk about right now.
Right, yeah.
Nothing we're like, you definitely need this.
Yeah. Other stuff kind of fluctuates.
Right.
But, yeah.
And then moving into our last section, which is everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
Everything that didn't fit into the first three categories. So, first thing I'll talk about is this. So this is a travel straightener. I like to straighten my hair because if I don't, it gets wavy, and it's usually not in a good way. So I bought this last year, and it's a very tiny straightener.
It is so small.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
It works okay. It obviously takes you longer to straighten your hair because it has a less surface area.
Yeah.
So you're doing smaller sections of hair at a time. But it works fine. I got this on Amazon. I've traveled with it once, I think. So maybe. I don't remember when I bought it. I think I've traveled with it once, taken it with me somewhere one time. So it's fine. It's Capozy. I don't know how you say that, but it'll be linked down below if you're interested. But so far it's fine. It works fine. I mean, carrying, and I guess it just saves space. I mean, rather than carrying a normal size straightener, which is what I used to do.
Yeah.
And then one thing also related to that, kind of a tip, is you like how it's a patriotic owl?
Yes, I do.
It was on clearance at Walmart when I bought it.
There you go.
If you travel with hair tools, is to get you, I mean, they make special little bags for hair tools. Get you an oven mitt instead.
Yeah.
Because what I found is sometimes whenever you're leaving a place, if you want to fix your hair ahead of time and don't have time to wait for your hair tools to cool down, you can just stick them inside of an oven mitt and put them in your suitcase as is, and you don't have to wait for them to cool down.
Yeah.
Because it'll absorb the heat into the oven mitt. This one, like I said, I got it on clearance at Walmart, which is why it's this particular one, but
yeah,
I carry this a lot too.
Got those at the dollar store or whatever.
Yeah.
So, one thing we also always carry with us is a reusable water bottle. Normally a metallic one. Most of them I think are metallic, but I like this for multiple reasons. One, it's leak proof. Mm-hmm. Two, it's heavy. And I know you don't want to think about safety and self-defense and things like that when you're traveling, but honestly, you kind of have to. And, you know, it's not that you would pack weapons if you had the option, but you don't have the option, especially if you're using a carry-on. And so you can always use this if you had to. We've never had to, but if we had to, you could also use this to help defend yourself. And of course, it's just better for the planet and for your wallet, because most places have a place where you can refill a water bottle, so you're not continuously buying bottled water. It keeps it colder. So I got this. I actually got this on clearance at Walmart. It's a tall TAL water bottle. I put a sticker that somebody gave me at Dragon Con for free. Shout out to you if you're watching. But so it's got a couple dents and dings in it. But it's hanging in there. I've taken this thing everywhere, and like I said, it never leaks at all, which I love. And so it's really awesome.
Yeah, I have a water bottle too. It's also a metal water bottle. It's not quite as big as that one, but
she doesn't drink as much water as I do.
No, I do not. I don't know how she does it.
One sip at a time.
So for energy too, so we have kind of gummies and things like that, but I also like, and coffee.
This is our number one traveling companion, Starbucks.
Right, I have started drinking coffee. I didn't used to drink coffee. But Verb energy bars, I really like these. I saw these actually on YouTube. Somebody had said, hey, you know, you can go use my code and get these, and I'm like, I'm gonna try them. They have I like these because they have caffeine, but it's with green tea. Yeah. So it doesn't make you jittery and stuff, because I don't drink a lot of caffeine. If I do, I'm like, so I like that about these, and they really do seem to give you some energy, especially in the afternoons. I keep these in my desk at work and eat one in the afternoons a lot of times when I start getting tired. If I drink coffee, I drink it usually earlier in the day, because if I drink coffee in the evenings, which I actually have some coffee over there right now, but 6:30, I probably shouldn't drink any more of it.
I can drink it and go right to bed.
I won't sleep. I'll stay up all night.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But these are really good, and you can take them out of here and take as many as you want.
Yeah, and they have a lot of really good flavors, and they have a little bit of a twang to them, but they really taste like these right here. These chocolate chip banana bread, they really taste like chocolate chip banana bread. The red velvet ones really taste like red velvet, and it's a lot of natural ingredients. Like the red velvet ones are colored red by like beetroot powder or whatever. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know, I was looking on here to see if it said if they were like vegan, but it doesn't say, so I guess they're not.
No, I bet they're not.
But they are good though. It has a weird texture like at first, but eventually, I'm way used to it. Yeah. I really like the cinnamon roll-ins too. They have kind of a drizzle on them, almost like an icing drizzle.
They are vegan.
They're vegan,
gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan.
So hey,
bam, right there.
Good for everyone. Something for everyone.
Yes.
So check these out, and they have various flavors. You can also get kind of the starter pack where they'll send you samples of different ones.
They also now have drink mixes too, which we haven't personally tried, but if they're as good as the bars, I'm sure they're probably pretty good.
Maybe something. I used to drink a lot of Spark, which is actually also really good for energy. It's made by Advocare. You have to order it online. You can't find it in a store, which same with the Verb bars. You have to order them online. But it's like you can get the little packets, which are good for travel, individual packets that you just dump it in like 8 ounces of water.
Yeah.
And it really gives you a lot of energy too. You have to be careful. I had to be careful with that if you're not used to caffeine, because when you first start drinking it, it will make you a little bit like, I kept knocking stuff over the first day. I'm like, I need to put more water in my powder.
Right. Dole that out here. We both normally take a travel journal. And this is kind of what I used to take, but I was not super successful. So I actually ordered these new ones online, and I really like them a lot. I got these on Amazon. They are from Letterfolk, and they're little books. They're little travel books, and they're called Another Blank in the Books. So like this one, for instance, is called Another Trip in the Books, National Park Hike. And so they're kind of specific to, you know, obviously those different things. But these really worked a whole lot better for me, because I know that I need to write down all this stuff, but I just don't want to, or else I get distracted. So these have like a little summary of events, food worth remembering, like how was the day, and then a place to write everything. And then it also has, you know, who were you with, where did you go, and then in the back there's like a rite of passage. There's a packing list essentials in the back too. I wonder if we've said all of the stuff that they need. And then popular travel destinations and things. And then, you know, they're kind of customized though to what you're doing. Like the hike one talks more about like what was the terrain like, or it asks you nature you saw, gear you brought, what weather. And then the national park ones will say like which sites did you visit, that sort of thing. So I really, really like these though. I feel like if you're new to travel journaling, or you're just lazy about it like I am, these are a lot better. I felt like I could do them in 10 minutes and capture enough detail to really do better about the blogs than I have been before. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I got this at like Ross or somewhere. I don't know. I've had it for a while. But I'll sit down at the end of every day of the trip, and I'll just come in and say, like, here's the date, here's where we were, and then I'll write everything that, kind of the highlights of the day. I have to make a lot of notes about food because I'm really bad about remembering the difference in food places and what I ate different places. Like, once I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. But when I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, where did we eat? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But that's what I do every day of our trips. Like usually after like when we get back to the room, get a shower, I'm getting ready for bed, I'll sit there and journal about the day, which is helpful because we do have the travel blog, and we, you know, it's helpful to look back. It's actually easier to look back at these than it is to look back at photos for me to remember stuff, because I will often write like, here's how I was feeling that day, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that because of this particular thing.
And of course, if you're going to do any kind of journaling, you need a good pen. So, you know, we really like the Le Pen from Magnolia, which
good pen.
It is a really good pen. They are like $2 a piece. They're probably more now, but they are really good pens. They're felt tip, but let me just tell you, I started buying some felt tip pens from Hobby Lobby, and honestly, they're probably almost just as good as the Le Pen, and you get like 3 or 4 of them for $2.
Yeah.
So, you know, but the felt tip pens I feel like really write well and don't put a lot of strain, and they also dry quickly, which is helpful for not smearing ink all over yourself. So, you know, just don't forget to take a pen, or you're not going to be able to do any journaling no matter how good your journal.
Right.
electronics now.
Yeah, so we have a couple of electronics to talk about. First of all, we have this travel adapter, which is actually good no matter where you're traveling to. We bought these initially for Italy. The good thing is they're good for Europe, the UK, Australia, and the US. So what you could do, whatever country you're in, you push out that, and that's what plugs into the wall. But it also, like I said, has one for the US, so you can use it here the same way you could use it in some of these other countries. And then on the other side, it also has the various types of plugs you might need to plug into it, including for the US. And then it has USB and USB-C ports on this side, which is really handy because you can plug in. Now these are not energy converters.
No.
So do not plug things into them like hair tools and things that use a lot of power. It will not work out good for you. Trust me. I thought that I totally blew up my hair straightener in Italy. Trying to use it did not work. But you can plug things like phones and tablets and I think even laptops into these.
Yeah.
And it'll work fine.
Yeah, I actually use mine all the time at home mostly just because it has the 3 USB ports on the top. So like I can plug my Fitbit charger, my phone charger, any kind of charger that I need to in there and, just charge them all up at the same time. So that thing is really handy. You can get it on Amazon.
Yep.
Another thing that I got on Amazon, both of these are similar things, is a portable charger. So this one's actually a charging case. And so you snap it and then you put your phone in there and then put it back together. It'll charge your phone basically one additional time. But when you're on a trip, that's kind of handy because you don't have to carry anything extra. Now it is kind of heavy, but most of the time our phones will at least make it through the day on a single charge. But if they won't, it's good to have this because you can just hit the little button and it'll charge it an additional time. And you can leave this on all the time and just when you plug it in at night, it'll charge your phone and charge the case. So it's just simpler than carrying around a portable charger, but it is still heavier. And the one thing I don't like about this is the edges aren't lipped. So if you drop your phone, you will break the screen if you don't have a glass screen protector over the top. So I think I'll probably get a new one of these at some point, and I'll try to get one that has a screen protector next time.
Yeah. And then, of course, just your regular charger, but if you want to keep it in your bag, and so you can charge your phone if you're not going to be near an outlet or in a car or anything like that. You can plug this particular one, you can plug 2 things in at once, and it will charge it. It's supposed to do it 4 times before you need to charge this. And this works really well. I use this thing all the time, but I don't have a charging case anymore because I got a new phone. And I haven't got a new case.
Yeah.
But that is also really handy.
Yes. And then, of course, we always take like our phones and our iPads. But one thing that I would suggest with your iPad is to download like books, but also music and TV shows and movies, because if you're not familiar or if you haven't just looked at your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, I know at least those 3 have download features. You can go in those apps and actually download certain things, and so I always do that before we leave for a trip. And then we have Amazon Prime, so I use the music app, and you can download music directly to your device, and then of course books. I always do that before we leave, just because you never really know if you're going to be the one where the TV's messed up on your seat on the plane, or when we were in Italy, a lot of the times we'd be on the bus for hours and you wouldn't necessarily, it supposedly had Wi-Fi, but it never worked. So if you download stuff, and the same for the plane, if you don't want to pay for Wi-Fi and you don't have in-flight entertainment or whatever the case may be, then you're going to always have what you need so that you can watch stuff on the go.
It's just handy sometimes to have something a little bigger than your phone.
Right.
When you travel for maps, You can also download maps a lot of times, especially if you're going somewhere with no signal or you might not have GPS.
Yeah.
It's good to have a downloaded copy of the map so you know where you're going.
Yeah. On this last road trip that we took, we were pretty nervous that there wasn't going to be signal, and in some places there wasn't signal, but we had enough signal to get by. But we also did just take an atlas with us just to be sure, because we do know how to read maps. I know a lot of people don't. It's a useful skill. If you don't know how, you should probably learn. But we did take an atlas there with us as well, just so that if we didn't have signal, because we knew that we'd be sunk because we had no idea where we were. So just if you don't know, pro tip about using Google Maps though, if you're in an area that has signal, start your directions and never turn them off until you reach your destination, even if you stop somewhere else on the way, because the GPS will keep rolling somehow. I don't know how that works, but it does.
Yeah.
It will keep you on track even if you don't have signal. But if you get to a place and you stop it and you do not have signal, you cannot start it back.
Yeah.
So
it's always, we've had trouble with hikes before.
Yeah.
Where we get to a place and we stop it, go on the hike, get back in the car, don't have any signal.
Right.
So start the GPS back. So we're like, which way do we come? So how far we can get before we get signal back.
Yeah, exactly. That actually happened to me recently when I was at a wedding. Which of course I really didn't have any choice, and I thought I had signal when I pulled up in the parking lot, but when I went to leave I had no signal and I had no idea where I was. So I just did the best I could. Yeah.
So these are kind of the items we usually travel with the most, whether we love them or not.
Yeah.
They're what we got. The best that we found so far, or what we're willing to pay for. Because obviously there's more expensive things. That's why we've never bought expensive luggage.
Yeah.
We've always just bought Walmart luggage or like Belk luggage or something on Black Friday when it's on clearance or sale.
I've seen too much luggage get destroyed to worry about buying expensive luggage. It just needs to get my clothes to and fro. And
some luggage, even smart luggage, was banned for a while, or because you couldn't put batteries. Right. You can't have, those kind of batteries. And if they make you check your bag, you can't put it in there. So if it's in your carry-on bag, if you can't take it out, you can't take it. So.
Now, one thing I will recommend that I should have said during the bag part, but I didn't, is if you are flying a lot on your travels, then you should try to find you a recognizable bag tag, because at the end of the day, or I've seen people that tie scarves around them or whatever the case may be, but that is very convenient, because at the end of the day everybody has a black suitcase and it's hard to figure out which one is yours.
Yeah, if you have a pretty generic looking suitcase, make sure there's something on it, like a luggage tag or something you've put on it to where you're like, that's definitely mine.
Yeah, just makes it easier at baggage claim.
Yeah. Those are our travel items that we wanted to talk about today.
So if you have anything that will solve any of our problems, please drop it in the comments, especially if you have a backpack that you feel is very good at preventing pickpocket, because I prefer to use a backpack in my daily life of traveling, and I just haven't found anything good yet.
Yeah.
So let us know.
Come back to our channel too. We're going to have travel vlogs. We already have some travel vlogs up and more to come, hopefully this year.
Yeah.
We're hoping we're going to get to go on vacation this year. So
yeah. So
fingers crossed.
Yes. So if travel isn't your thing, I don't know why you're here. But if you like other things, we have another channel called Our McWorld, and it's also here on the YouTube, and you can check it out, and we do a whole bunch of random nonsense.
Yeah. So if you're into random nonsense, that channel is for you.
Totally is. Yeah. So thanks for stopping by. Give us a like, subscribe, let other people know about it. Let us know in the comments if you liked any of this stuff. We need to figure out how to set up one of those little Amazon shopping things.
Oh, yeah.
So that when we link to it, we get all the money and we become wealthy. We'll be too good for YouTube then. But don't worry.
We'll be on the travel channel then.
Yeah, but don't worry. It will probably not be anytime soon.
It's going to be never.
It's going to be never, yeah. Also, we would never be too good for our fans. So, we would be great celebrities.
Yeah.
So great.
I'm not going to go out and buy a bunch of stupid cars.
No. I wouldn't buy a bunch of stupid cars.
I'm not really into cars.
Why you got a 12-car garage and you only got 6 cars? I wouldn't even have 6 cars. I would have one
way
car.
Too many
Maybe
cars.
2 cars.
I might have 2 cars.
Maybe 3 cars.
3 tops if you had like a
truck.
small car, a truck, and an SUV.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why you
That's
need
all
more
you
cars
need.
than that. But
You
I'm not
don't.
going to be driving an Escalade or like
No.
a Ferrari or anything.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
No.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, no, me neither. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. If I had all the money in the world, I probably still wouldn't buy a bunch of cars with it. But also, I'd probably still be getting my suitcases from Walmart.
You know what, though? You know what we would have?
What?
A foam pit.
A 100%. We're going to have a foam pit regardless. If you want to know about the foam pit, you can go look on Armic World and there will be nothing. But one day, there will be a video about the foam pit.
We're going to make it.
We have wanted a foam pit for our whole
20
lives.
years or more at this
least.
point. We've been talking about it.
And yet we still don't have one.
I know, and we have adult money now.
Yeah.
Technically, we could invest in a foam pit. We just haven't.
I think we're going to have to build it.
No.
Here's the other thing, though, is like, what are we going to jump off of into the foam pit?
Yeah, you guys have to build like a diving platform. Or put it near a porch.
One day. That's why you should go subscribe to Armic World, because one day there's going to be a video where we're going to have built a foam pit and we're going to be jumping into it. And It's going to be awesome. So, but
come back for that.
yes. And then also stay tuned to Armic Travels.
For more travels.
Thumbs ups every time. I don't know why I do that. It's
Travel
really annoying to me.
approved.
And recommended. We're not doing that anymore.
We're not doing that. Fine.
Bye. Are we leaving?
I gotta pull up the stopper.